Tonight I want to talk to you about witchcraft. A lot of people think it's of the devil, and they fear it. But I've also had questions both on Facebook and most of all in person. People have asked me, well, I don't have the type of money that I can go out and buy all these books, so many books, because there's so many of them. What kind should I get, and what should I look for? These are some of the questions that were just brought up to me. And now, I'm not an expert on witchcraft. I've gone through a lot of books. So I really am not an expert on witchcraft, even though I've been practicing it now for about 3 to 4 years. As I stated before, I've practiced Satanism for about a decade, if not more, before I realized that I was a Satanist. Because I've been a Satanist all my life, I just didn't have a name for it. So, basically, what I'd recommend to people that are getting into the craft, or crafts, depending if they're getting into Satanism, paganism, or even Wicca. You can actually combine both. There's actually witchcraft within all three of these areas. The Luciferians practice witchcraft as well through the Kabbalah. The mystical teachings of the Kabbalah, and they've been doing that for centuries, since the Luciferian Church was created. They're more Satanic or pagan or Wiccan than they are Christian. But it's okay, I respect their culture and the way of doing things, and I have read the Kabbalah through some of these books that I'm about to show you. Now, like most of you, I don't have the money to go out and buy thousands of books. So this has actually taken me better part of a year because I've been saving up for a new car and a few other things. So I've had to get a few books here and there, and along with ritual items and all that stuff. But I've actually broken it down into 3 categories. The first is the books that teach you about the history of witchcraft. Like alchemy. Everything dates back to alchemy. So, basically, by understanding the history of witchcraft, it'll help you be a better witch or warlock, depending if you're a male or female. As I've stated before, a witch is most commonly referred to as a female practitioner. A warlock is a male practitioner. Now, through knowing this, I hope to close the gap on that, because according to Wicca and paganism, how should I put this? Most pagans believe that a warlock is an oathbreaker and basically a bad guy. That's like the Christian church declaring Satan a bad guy, even though he's the one that's been helping the church, and if it wasn't for Satan, guess what? The church wouldn't exist. So, with that in mind, I hope that you keep an open mind through this, and I'm just going to show you the books that I'd recommend to you, that I've read, that I relate to, and those that I've gotten a lot out of. Because of the fact that through these books, I've been able to learn the history, why everything is laid out the way it is through rituals. Now, I'm used to the Satanic rituals, but paganism and witchcraft is a whole different breed of ceremonies and rituals and stuff like that. But the first batch of books I'm going to show you, I've laid out on the floor in front of me, is that teaches the history. The second books are those that I'd recommend for those of you that don't get, that are kind of slow learners. They teach you about their not their history, but their methods and herbs and stuff like that, and how to perform rituals. And then the third one is only one book, and it's one thing that's always been brought up to me. Seems like everybody that's into Wicca, that thinks Wicca is cool, it's seductive, it's dark, it's black magic, that sort of stuff. Basically, I kept that book in the third pile because of the fact that I want you to go in order with these. Because even though the first batch is basically laid out and teaches you basically the same thing, they all have different points of view on it. So with that said, I'm going to show them to you. So I hope you like them, and I hope you get them. I went through Bull Moose Music. Some of them I got through Books of a Million and what used to be known as Borders. So for very cheap, and I'd recommend if you can go online, you could probably get them cheaper than you could as new. So here they are. This is the second batch right here. And here's the third one. As you can see, these books are from Raymond Buckland, Mark Stavish, Hans Holzer, Christopher Penziak, Silver Raven Wolf, Christian Day, Frater U.D., Ann Mora, Konstantinos, Scott Cunningham, A.J. Drew, Janet and Stuart Farrer, and most of all, the third one, which is Richard Cavendish. Now, these are the three groups that I recommend to people because of the fact that they're the history, how to perform it from different points of views, and basically the first two I'd recommend to you before you even think about getting into the black arts, because you have to have the basics down for and the know-how, and before you even get into magic, I'd recommend practicing each ritual that you learn, because how should I put this? Christopher Penziak in the Temple of Shamanic Witchcraft says it best. A year and a day. Practice these things for a year, and then reflect on it for a day, you know? Because if you don't, and you rush into it, you're most likely going to hurt yourself and or somebody else. So, I just wanted to share this stuff with you and help you pick the best books, because out of all the books I've read, these are the ones that have all the information you need, and you can get them anywhere between 14 to 20 bucks depending on where you are in the world. A lot of these you can get off the internet. I went through Bull Moose Music, as I stated. I went through Books of a Million and Borders. So, but I mostly went through Bull Moose because they can, for some reason, Bull Moose Music here in Maine can actually get things that most places can't get. So, just a shout out to Bull Moose Music on that one. So, as I stated before, a year and a day, practice it, get the books. They're cheaper through Bull Moose or online. You can get them used or new, depending on what you're looking for and how much money you have. But if you don't have a lot of money, I'd recommend the used stuff if they can get them. So, with that said, hail Satan. Have a good day. Hope this answered your questions. And good night.